The first thing we're going to look at is disabling some of the services we don't need. So click the Start button and bring up the control panel. Next, go into System and Maintenance. Then go to Administrative Tools at the bottom. It'll pop another window open, like you see here. Now click on Services. It'll pop another window up with your services in it. And some of these you can set to manually quite easily. You notice that some of them will start automatically, and you don't need all these ones to start automatically that are in here. So there are a few you can turn off quite safely. I'll just expand this a little bit so we can look at them. Now this gives you an idea of all the services that are running. The problem is that many of these services are unnecessary, but you can't just go turning them off if you don't know what you're doing. Well, fortunately, there's a program out there that can optimize this for you, and it is called Vista Services Optimizer. You can find a link to this in the resources document, so just go to this page and then download it. This program is freeware, so there is nothing to buy. Okay, so here's what it looks like when you bring it up. Okay, the first thing you might want to do is do a service diagnostic. Then here, what you want to do is click how you use your computer. So on my particular computer, I have a computer with a network or internet connection and file sharing is enabled. And then down here, there's some other options you check and it'll turn on or off the appropriate settings. Now here we have one called I do not want transparent windows and 3D shadow effects. If you have a minimally configured computer, in other words, you have the minimum amount of memory, then you should check this one because it really will speed it up. If you have lots of memory and you do want to have these things on, then you can leave that one unchecked. Okay, so I check the appropriate boxes that apply to my computer, and I start the diagnostics. Okay, and then it gives me the results in the window here. So that basically tells me what it's going to do. Now let's go to the automatic tune-up. And then what we need to do is check the appropriate things again. So we have a computer with a network or internet connection file sharing enabled. So pick the ones here that apply to you. And what we want to do, standard or maximum service optimization. And then you'll see these down here again. So check any of these that are applicable. Okay, so I pick the ones that are applicable. Click Apply Changes. Okay, and then it says restart your computer to apply the changes. And once you do that, you can open this up again and see what difference it made in your computer. So if we go to the home window again, shows us our memory usage, and we can see if it made some difference here. So go ahead and restart your computer and see what happened. Okay, and as you can see here, a lot of less memory is now being used, as well as a lot less CPU, just from doing that. Now there's also a manual tune-up here. We'll just click on that. And then what you can do is you can do performance, security, network, and then you get a tune-up report at the end. Now you're going to need to know what you're doing before you go disabling any of these. So make sure that you only disable things that you need to disable. You don't want to disable things that you are going to end up using later. So those are the two ways that you can get this done without having to actually do anything that's actually dangerous to your computer. Okay, so I'm going to choose a few more of these. You can turn off the Windows visual styles. That's all the nice GUI stuff you see, but it does take up a lot of memory and it does slow your computer down. So again, if you have a minimally configured computer, the minimum amount of memory, you should turn these two off here, the transparency and the visual styles. And then we have Windows Media Center Extended Service, disable Windows Media Service, Receiver Service, and Schedule Service. I'm going to turn all those off. Disable the Service Launcher. Okay, I do not want to share media player libraries to other network players. Okay, and roll down a bit here. Okay, and then we'll go to the security tune-up. So check any of these that are applicable to you as well. Okay, so we can turn off Windows Defender because we have an antivirus software already. I'm also going to turn off Windows Backup and Restore Center because I have a different backup that I use. Okay, I don't use VPN, so I'm going to turn that one off as well. Then our network tune-up. Okay, you can pick any of these that are applicable. So I'm going to pick these last two. Okay, and then I'll apply the changes. Okay, and then it tells me what it's done here in the report. And we've just actually optimized our computer a little more. So again, you would restart it and see what results you have. But that's going to turn off a bunch of your services safely without you having to worry about killing your Windows Vista computer.